on since the season ended? What have you personally done out here?
Worked on a lot of my jumper. You know, I think you saw me, Brandon, and D'Angelo shooting threes out there towards the end, and that's something that I'm, building more confidence in and, looking to add to my game.
How do you build confidence with that?
It's something I've never done. I didn't do it in high school, I didn't do it in college, and I didn't do it last year. So it's something that I always knew I could do and I can do, but it's just a matter of, there's a difference between shooting in a practice and shooting in games, and that's kind of what I'm trying to simulate and get used to.
Is that something you plan to use in Summer League and just have that environment to try out?
Yeah, you'll see more threes from me in Summer League.
What do you think of Ingram? It's only been 2 days, but what are your first impressions?
I'm really impressed. Honestly, I am. I had never seen him play before meeting him, and there's not a lot of time to watch college basketball. But I was expecting this kid real skinny, obviously he can play, but it might take a while. No. He's the real deal. Like he's pretty good, and he came in. I called my dad the day after the first practice and was like, "Hey, I think this kid's gonna be all right." Tell Pete to watch him. Pete's my younger brother.
Why? Give us an example.
He's just, he is skinny. He's a frail kid, but he's tough. On screens he'll hit you. On rebounds he'll hit you. He gives you what he gives you what he's got, and that immediately takes away the soft label or the tiny label, I guess, because you have what you have to work with, and he uses his to the best of his ability.
You have a very explosive up.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to have a very explosive forward. Can you describe that?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it kind of struck me when we were just kind of running a little bit today. He runs like a deer. He does. Like like you said, I can go up real fast, and he's just got those strides that just go forever. And so I think the style we're going to play, the up tempo pace, is really going to fit him.
What are your impressions of Luke Walton now that you've had him here for a few days?
I'm a fan. He's a player's coach. He's before practice he was out here rebounding for us. Kind of joking with us, playing with us, and hopped in a few drills and even knocked down a few threes. So I mean, it's a different feel to it, and it's fun. It's very fun.
For you personally, I know we talked last year a lot about you weren't even 100% last year.
Mm-hmm.
Excited for this summer to kind of build that strength. Where do you see yourself now?
Yeah, very excited. But I would say I'm, I don't know what I said I finished last season at. I want to say maybe 75, 80%. I would say I'm nearing the 90 mark right now, and my knee feels strong, knock on wood. I have no injuries, knock on wood yet again, but I'm just real excited to be able to show my full athleticism and full array.
What would be a successful summer league for you? Just whatever you want to get at.
For me, I want to get up some threes, build that confidence. I want to kind of, Julius is practicing with us, but if he were playing with us, we would have, pretty much a lot of the guys that are going to be the core of the team here. So, just build chemistry, be able to look at D'Angelo and go, and he throws that lob or the backdoor pass, and just kind of build stuff like that. And obviously, I'd like to see myself in SportsCenter a few times.
Just gonna throw down a few?
Yeah, I plan on it.